about this?
Oh, did you know that was the name of the podcast?
No, I had no idea. I forgot what it was. I already forgot what I was getting into because the group chat said chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
okay.
so how about this?
Right.
Which was a happy coincidence.
Yeah.
We didn't even really plan that going into it. It just turned out that we could... had to be Rafiq. Somebody
Yeah.
was like, hey,
Right.
we can merchandise with the word chat.
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah, of course you could.
Yeah, so you could have, like, Shat the Bed, like, episode the
Yeah,
bed.
I shat, like, you listen to it and I shat myself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
My name is Alan Dempsey.
And I'm Rafiq Sheen, and with us is the ever lovable
Matt Williams.
Matt Williams. Matt Williams, you are the first person we've had that I have never met before.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I thought you were somebody else, actually. Because there's another Alan that I kind of knew of that I hadn't met, because I've met most people in the Tampa comedy scene. So I was like, either he's not a comic, or he's one of those guys that says he's a comic and never does it.
well, I haven't been on stage in about 3 years.
Okay.
Ish.
Right.
And you never...
Well, as long as you post on the Tampa comedy page with
the
some
strong opinions,
yeah,
right?
yeah, with some bullshit advice or a strong opinion about something,
Sure.
then yeah,
As long as you
your
start,
credentials are still
As long as you start a fight,
yeah.
you're a Tampa comic.
Especially if you can manage it between Tampa and Orlando somehow, like
Right.
that's like bonus points.
Right.
That's
Yeah, as long as you can fit,
Managing the gossip. between-
Yeah.
yeah.
right, exactly. As long as you can bait the Orlando scene into going, this ain't shit.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, sure. I I
you
never
call
did.
that an argument?
Even when I was doing that shit,
Mhm.
when I was doing comedy, I mean, like, I had no... I had my own story of who was a piece of shit,
Yeah,
but why do I need to go tell and be like, why am I going to be that guy? Let me tell you what a cunt that guy is. Like, who
Right.
cares?
right.
See, here's the thing though. I notice, and I say this with as much love and respect as possible. I notice most of the people who talk shit on the forum get booked routinely. So part of me goes like, I need to start talking some motherfucking shit about people.
Right.
That's, yeah. There's certain... Yeah. One of the reasons why I think I never got anywhere with it is that there were certain things I wasn't really willing to do. And that's definitely one of them. Like, it's not important enough to me to start fights.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I'm one of the lurkers, if
Yeah.
anything. I just kind of sit back and like just let everybody else go at it. And the funny thing is it's mostly the open micers that are like that have the strongest opinions about stuff, and then somebody that you've never even heard of, you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Wow.
Right.
Or lady or whomever. It's like, and again, I've been in the scene almost 2 years now, so I have a fair idea of who most people are. And they're like, oh, that was somebody from 5 years ago. I'm like, God damn.
Well, it's like you have it always starts the same way. It's either like two known comics go head to head over something.
Right.
Someone goes,
Like, what is something?
someone will be like, Trump jokes don't belong on stage.
Okay.
And then somebody else will go like, oh, fuck you, I only do Trump jokes now.
Right.
Like, you petty piece of shit, this is why, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then they start going at it, and then a dozen people who you've never heard of
Right.
start commenting,
Wow.
oh, he's right, fuck Allie,
Yeah.
fuck Reggie,
Yeah.
you know, going back and forth. And then, like, one dude...
Then it'll devolve into something else. It'll be like, well, you hooked up with so-and-so's girlfriend. It's like,
No.
what does it have to do with this?
Right?
No kidding.
It's like, but they'll say that, and then they go, that's the reason why female comics aren't funny. And you're like, what the fuck does this have to do with any of what this started off with?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like Matt said, the way you know it's going good is eventually somebody from Orlando will chime in and go, you guys don't have shit on our drama.
So now we're fighting over fighting.
Right. Yeah. Your
fights suck.
Right? That's how
yeah.
you gold star it.
Well, they had one. The Orlando scene it was one post, and I've never seen this before except for in like shared posts. It said 1K comments from one post.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't that it was getting shared and people were commenting on it.
Sure.
It was all one from one original post. I was
Right,
like that.
yeah.
I was like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Good job, guys.
Right? Good
You
job
did
keeping the drama going.
Right. And
Yeah,
it was
you gotta
quick. It was
you really
cool.
got to be committed to something in life, and
Yeah.
that must be it.
Yeah, because like people were not only just putting one comment on there, they were putting many comments and then following up on said comments
yeah.
and then starting new threads. So it was yeah. It's
like one central conversation that spin-offs into like its own subsection of drama. Like,
right, and then they're like, and that's why you shouldn't book this guy, and you're like, what the fuck does that have to do with?
Right? And the thing I always love though is they go like, that's why you shouldn't book this guy, and then you fucking look at that person's profile and it's like, he lives in Ohio. What is he doing commenting on
don't
the
book him.
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, it's like this guy's a neurologist. What the fuck is he?
Yeah.
How did he even get past the administrators on this one or something? Yeah. So it's comedy's always fun, especially when they start talking about stuff that isn't comedy.
Oh man.
I'm sure that was going on when I was active, but I remember, like, I have a couple memories of like showing up to places and people are talking about whatever drama, and I'm like, I don't even subscribe to whatever room you're talking about, and nothing you've said has made me want to subscribe. Like, I don't even want to know. Like,
Right.
I don't know why people feed on that shit.
Yes.
They do.
I was like, who the fuck cares? Like that's how most of it is. I was like, who the fuck cares about
To me, it's always fascinating because I don't know if it's just my work schedule or what, but like I always come in like 60 comments deep. So
Yeah.
I'm suddenly like, oh my goodness, what's this fight about? Like, because you know, like,
There's already blood on the wall.
right, exactly.
Oh my god, what happened here?
yeah.
Right? Because you always see, it's always like an innocuous line, like, I believe,
I breathe oxygen.
right?
Yeah.
I believe female comics need to get booked more, and then like the top comment will. Because Facebook scrunches everything together, it will be like the top comment will be like, and that's the reason why Nazis are fucking the president. And you're just like, what happened? What happened between that sentence and that sentence?
Yeah. Right.
Well, now you gotta wonder how many dickheads go on there. Guys like me who aren't interested, who go, if I say something that no one could get offended by, I just want to see what kind of fight I can stir up. You should use Yeti mics instead of whatever other kind of mic for your podcast. Fuck you!
This guy's buying mics not on Cyber
Right.
Monday. Fuck him.
Ugh.
The Silver Spoon podcast having asshole. No, this is a cool mic though, because we've got the 4 mic setup, so it's normally like 3 guys.
Oh, look at us. We got a 4 mic
Yeah.
setup. Oh, we have money to buy microphones.
Well, this
Wow.
is kind of like, this is interesting though, because it feels like it's a little bit easier to carry on it feels a little bit more loose than just having having a mic almost in your mouth the whole time as you're talking to somebody. So this is a different. I like it.
So like
This is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Like, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
shit on it.
No.
I like it.
I appreciate that. So even when I did buy more equipment, the idea was to just get like a couple of pop filters and more mics like this.
Right.
Because the whole reason why you have the 4 mics in the first place, or like multiple mics, is so that way you can isolate individual
Right.
audio tracks.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the kind of the converse downside with this, is we get decent quality out of this, but at the same point in time, like, if you want to hear something, if you want to turn up Alan and you want to turn down me because I start talking too loud or something like that, it's way more difficult on Alan.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it took me forever. I finally learned. I had to teach myself all this shit
Yeah.
in terms of mixing it and everything.
Yeah, that's why I'm so happy we have Steven, because
Yeah.
Steven kind of like spearheaded the getting it going, and then he bought all the equipment, put the stuff on his laptop, and I just went cool. So
Right.
So what do I do?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm one of the kings of. So what do we do?
That's
But,
great.
Yeah, because I've gotten really good at working into just showing up somewhere and saying, what do we do? And then getting my name somewhere on the project.
Like, that's 90% of it, isn't it, though?
What's that?
I said that's 90% of it, isn't it? Is just showing up.
Well, sure, that's life, man.
Yeah.
90% is showing up.
Yeah.
Go to class, you'll eventually learn something.
Right.
You'll probably pass one of the tests.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Thank you for describing me and my entire mathematic academic career.
Yeah.
Of like, well, you haven't failed yet, so I guess we gotta pass you.
Yeah.
Well, it took me forever when it comes to having the one mic. It took me forever to learn how to normalize it, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, sounds like I'm doing some wizardry.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as just moving the file to the other program and clicking the normalize button.
Oh.
But
okay.
it took me, because I like to do at least a little bit of a music bumper, and the music would come in screaming, and then the vocals would be...
Yeah.
And it took me an eternity to... Because if you don't know the exact... Normalizing is the word. I didn't know that was the word.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it took
Yeah.
forever just to Google search...
Right.
Because I'd see another term. All right, well, I'll search it using that term. Well, no, that's not what I wanted. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get everything to sound a certain volume. And then once you kind of land on the right info.
Oh, is that the Google search when you don't know exactly what the word is, but you know what you want to happen, like in Excel? It's like, when I want to add all of the... And they're like, oh, sum total.
Right. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
This is how you do that. So that's what normal... Yeah.
So it took me, a long time just to discover the word normalize.
Yeah.
And then from there, you have to go through, like, here's all the free options.
Mm-hmm.
These are the ones that are rated well, but is it really free or is it free 4 times? Anyway.
Yeah.
That was a really boring story. I'm glad I included it in this episode.
Well, that's just just to keep everybody level.
Yeah,
in other
right.
words. That's what it sounds like. Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's so if I right now when I said yeah, like the thing spiked
Mhm.
on the little sound wave.
Yeah.
So like as we're talking, when we all start laughing, everything gets real big. But right now, everything's kind of right in the middle.
Yeah.
So what you don't want is somebody listening to that on earbuds
Yeah.
and everybody screams laughing and then their head explodes.
Yeah, sure.
Going very Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right, yeah. Right.
So
Whatever you do, don't listen to the sound, Rebecca.
So when you go to if you just, the setup I have, I'm sure there's a better program out there that can do everything.
Yeah, there's always a better.
The setup I have to physically move the sound file into the other program to normalize it. And
Yeah.
then what it's doing is it's like, it'll measure the whole file, and it'll measure the loudest noise against the quietest noise.
Mhm.
And then it'll kind of press everything into a more
Right.
standard volume,
Yeah.
basically. And if you include a music file with that, it'll do the same thing with the music file.
Okay.
So now everything generally sounds, in
Yeah,
theory,
like
I shouldn't
consistent
be,
throughout.
Right.
Yeah.
In theory, you shouldn't be blowing anyone's eardrums out.
Right.
If everybody gets loud.
Okay. Cool.
We'll see about that
No, right?
when we get sued. Hey, Rafiq. It's time for a segment we like to call "What's Making You Miserable This Week, Rafiq?"
All right.
I can't wait.
So, you
By
guys
the
are...
way, it's never like world hunger.
Yeah.
It's
When Alan does it, normalize the file.
yeah.
So, before we get into this one, I gotta put these two
You
disclaimers
guys
out
are
there.
front loading on this.
Yeah.
First, I want to state I really do believe in supporting the LGBT community.
I sense a butt coming. Continue.
However.
I really believe in supporting the LGBT community.
This is the worst start. You just made this so bad for yourself. Go.
No, I can't wait.
And I believe that corporations should do more to help out their local communities and help out oppressed communities. But fuck gay water.
Gay water?
Gay water.
Does it turn the frogs gay?
No. And I say that because, so I usually go on Amazon and reorder up shit that I get routinely, right?
Uh-huh.
And I've been buying from this company called Bubbly for
I love Bubbly.
forever.
They're the best.
Right?
Yeah.
When I went this last time to reorder Bubbly, I noticed something in the top fucking right corner, and it was our Love All Pride pack of water.
Okay.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, we got all of our Bubbly flavors together, and they made a gay pride flag out of them. and you can buy this for like an extra $10. A portion of the proceeds goes to the Stonewall Inn Foundation, blah, 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 right? And I go...
It's a flag? Or it's a box of...
It's a box of water.
Yeah.
It's a box of fucking water.
So I'm just trying to get my head
But
around
it's
this.
colorful?
It's the flavors arranged in rainbow
Right.
colors.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
And I go, neat. The problem I have with the fucking gay water, though, is I have never heard Bubbly do any sort of support for the gay community outside of this month.
Right.
And it pisses me the fuck off because I go, if you guys gave a shit about the gay community, you don't wait until Pride Month and then charge people 10 extra fucking dollars for a pack of water.
Right.
Right? You do this shit in like June or like fucking February.
Right.
Right? And you go like, hey, we care about the gay community. Buy fucking water.
I wonder what
Like-
flavors they sell for Black History Month.
Liquor?
What could it possibly be?
Right?
What fruit flavor do they sell for Black History Month?
And like, so like,
Chitlins.
yes, Chitlin flavored water.
Chitlin bubbly water.
And like, I don't know why, but it's just been pissing me off because I go like, you don't give a fuck and stop trying to pretend like you do suddenly. You notice how many corporations, once Pride Month rolls around, like Walmart, hey, look at all of our Pride flags. We support the gays. And it's like, you don't call them the gays if you support them. Like,
Well, I was zinging beads in St. Pete
Oh, you
last week. Yeah, last week.
I went to the Pride parade for the first time last week. It was awesome.
And- but that-
I was on a float. I was on the highest point of the float, zinging beads at people. It was
Hell
a
yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
And it's how many? Have you ever been to a Pride parade?
Yeah.
Well, I'm beyond.
I think there were some homosexuals there.
I think they gave me the creeps. I gave up on being able to be angry about that kind of stuff years ago because every time you go to a Pride parade, there's like a Jimmy John Subs float.
Right.
Like, what?
and like, I get that you need sponsorship and shit like that, but
the CEO that slaughters big game animals.
Yeah.
But he's cool with gay people.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like I go, all right, Jimmy John's wants to sponsor a float in the parade. Fine, fuck it. Who gives a shit? But like Jimmy John's isn't going
But
around.
it's not even like it's not a float with a little Jimmy John's logo on it. It's a
Right.
Jimmy John's truck
Right.
with nothing. It doesn't even say like gay on it. It just says Jimmy John's.
I just some dude like bear dancing.
Yeah.
By the way, when you
That
just
would have been awesome.
when you just our float, it was all. I still don't. My girlfriend set it all up. I don't know. I just showed up.
Yeah.
I just showed up.
You're like, cool, float.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm on a float. This is fun.
Yeah.
But our float was really cool. It was a real cool mix of people, straight people, gay people, butchy Mohawk lesbians, and really pretty straight girls, and whatever. And when you know what I meant by that, you know what I meant by that, you son of a bitch.
Butchy straight women and pretty lesbians.
Anyway. Yeah, I buried myself on that one. That was just me.
Well, there's no matter what you say for anything.
Yeah.
So someone will be like, yeah.
That was me holding a gun, pointing it at my foot, and going like, "Now, what could go wrong?"
Right.
But what you just said reminded me. All just great mix of people. Everybody's cool. Nobody's giving each other shit. As soon as our float got going, out of nowhere, we had Muscle Speedo guy. Like he wasn't on our float a minute ago. He just appeared. The gay gods came to us and said, "You don't have a Speedo guy. Let me help you with that."
Right.
See, but the difference.
So wait, a guy that wasn't affiliated with you guys that.
What I'm saying is, when I looked to my left, there was no Speedo guy.
Yeah.
When we got moving, I looked to my left again, and there was a Speedo guy. That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
I think he materialized.
He- like,
right.
he-
Yeah.
like there was just a thunderclap.
Yeah.
I I don't know why the sentence "thunderclap of gay" just cropped up in my mind, and I love that.
Yeah.
But see, my point is though, is like you, your girl, both of you guys, me, we go on a fucking Tuesday in December. Like, gay people are alright, gay people are cool, right? Support LGBT,
Sure.
right? Meanwhile, fucking Bubbly, a company which I've never read an article about them supporting like gay people. I've never heard anything about that. Suddenly goes like, oh, it's Pride Month? We love the queers. And I go like, don't say it like that. Like,
I don't know. I'm over getting mad about that kind of stuff because for me it's just a question of like, that's what they do. And if some good came from them on that month, raising money on that month, it's, I guess, better than them never doing anything.
yeah, I guess
You
that's
know,
true.
and I just, what are you gonna? It amazes me that people still get mad when like the Transformers are going, Coca-Cola. It's like, how do you still get mad about that? That's what these movies are.
Right.
Come on, Captain America, let's go buy some pepperoni Pizza Hut pizza. That'll fuel us to fight Thanos. It's just, why would you get mad about that anymore?
I mean,
who
like,
cares?
You're not wrong,
I
but
think because it's not subtle. Like
Yeah.
because it's just that I guess the straight in your face. I am profiteering off of
this community. Right?
that like there's so many heartbreaking stories that come out of like that come out of the that community that I guess that's what I attach to that as well, where they I think a lot of companies say like, yes, we support all the fun stuff, but then they're not
there when they really need like that.
right. Yeah, it's not like, oh yeah, well which Pride parade did you guys go to? And they're like, oh well, we send this money to, like, that's the bare minimum.
Right,
that
Yeah,
you could-
float.
yeah, that's the.
Right.
I think that's just like the bare minimum that you could do to support somebody. It's like the most indifferent, impersonal thing that you can do is just donate money. It's kind of like saying I support the homeless, but you've never gone to a soup kitchen or anything like
Right,
that, or
right.
you've never bought a sandwich for someone that's homeless or something like that. It's just going, all right, well, here's some money to the United Way, or let's say Goodwill, which isn't even that good of a.
So
Right.
you're saying like versus last I heard, unless they changed, something like Ben and Jerry's, where
Yeah.
built into their corporate structure is donations to X,
Right.
Y, and Z.
Right.
I think
Right.
Starbucks does that too.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
You know.
Right. As they're fucking other people over, but they're
Right.
still like, well, we're
Right.
still trying to
Yeah.
unfuck.
Right. Yeah. It's
Some
like
parts.
I got my dick caught in this ass. Like I'm trying to get it out. Okay. Like,
Wow. I think you just explained the most well-intentioned corporation
Yeah.
that you couldn't like. They really had no intention of doing anything wrong, and one day, oh, I'm fucking somebody. Shit.
Oh, dude, we've been doing it hard too. All right, well, here's some money.
So, like, all I'm getting at the end of it is I go, this is so disingenuous.
Yeah.
It would be like if fucking Q-Tips came out with a fucking Black History Month black packet Q-Tips.
Sure.
Going like, hand-picked cotton, a portion of our proceeds go to the NAACP. And I go
Yeah.
like, this is not like...
Oh, that would really fill me with sadistic joy.
Yeah,
That's what they did.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, so we're sponsored by Bubbly.
Try bubbly.
Yeah.
And their new refreshing flavors. Watermelon.
There it is. I didn't want to be the one to say it.
You might as well have this. Yeah, I guess it was just. Then you'd have the straight can, and it's like flavored with motor oil.
So did you guys hear about the straight pride parade?
Oh my goodness.
That's such a fucking joke.
It's-
It sounds like an open mic comics like idea. They're like, hey,
Okay, so
well,
Rafiq,
if you have that,
I want to go last.
Yeah.
You had a really strong reaction, Rafiq. Tell me Rafiq's reaction to the straight pride parade. I believe it's in Boston. Is
Yeah.
where it's going to happen? Okay, go.
This is the dumbest fucking bullshit I have ever heard. It's so dumb to the point of I legitimately believe this is somebody trolling
Yeah.
the gay pride community. Where somebody was like, you know, it would be really funny if we said we were gonna do a straight pride parade, and then like some like white douchebag incel guy on the street corner was like, "Oh, we're doing a straight pride parade, bruh!" Like, I got you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think the incels say bra.
I'm not one, so I don't know what they say.
What was it? You could just have a float of Kyle's punching through drywall. Just chugging monsters and like breaking boards and shit.
So this is completely we will definitely get back to your reaction, but this is completely unrelated. I don't know where that Kyle thing started from. I love the fact that our boy Kyle Roos has just been getting flooded for like a month or more of people just going like, jokes about kids named Kyle.
Yeah.
Jokes about kids named Kyle.
Kyle's
drinking Monster Energy drink. Kyle's punching things. And it's just like day after day after day after day of this
I'm out of the loop
nonsense.
here. Is that like the new term for a dude, bro? He's a Kyle? Is that what's going on?
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, that's kind of the. It's like he'll wear like a Fox Racing hat. He'll have cargo shorts and what?
Like it was like
Can we tell you something? Kyle Roos is not a dude, bro.
yeah, exactly.
And just one look at that guy.
Yeah.
Right, but it's just like you see, like it's just the jokes of like guys named Kyle, and then like it's like an internet meme of some dude punching through a wall, like drywall, and just post it up on his wall. And so like at least once a day, I'm opening Facebook and seeing Kyle go like, "Fucking stop!"
Yeah, I think it's just like the hyper masculine like dude bros like, hey, don't come at me with that bullshit. He's like, dude, you punched my girlfriend. Yeah, so it's it's just like a caricature of just like ignorant hyper masculine dude that'll just like fight somebody at a
drop of a hat.
At like a bris or something.
Right.
Like, it
What's your reaction to the straight pride parade?
it just sounds like it's fake. Whenever I hear something like that, it just sounds fake. Like you said, like it was just trolling, or someone that is just so removed from what the pride
Like some dude was
parade actually is, or what the LGBT community actually is.
Right.
That they don't understand that it's a celebration of being unique and being yourself and being free of just
like some dude came out of a bunker from like 1978. He's like, what year is this?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the best thing it's just kind of like, it sounds like a bunch of white dudes that go, well, how come I can't say the N-word?
Right.
Yeah,
it's like the same guy going, well, how come I can't have a straight pride
You know what?
parade?
I want to have a parade where I can say the N-word and fuck straight women.
Yeah.
I think, based on what I've seen, I haven't probably followed it as closely as I think I have. To me, it's so obviously a parody. I don't think you can take it seriously.
Yeah,
I think the people who are getting mad about it are playing right into their hands.
Yeah.
It's either an isolated person, like you said, but that's not what's going on.
No,
because what they're
like it can't be.
It can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It's like there's so many times I just go no.
Right?
Because the
This
language,
can't actually. Yeah.
the language that they use is like basically exactly the same language that the gay pride. It's all inclusive. Everyone's invited, and it's basically a way of going like, if you get mad about this,
Yeah.
you're not.
You're the bigot.
Yeah,
Like-
you're an idiot.
Yeah.
If you get mad about it, you're an idiot because we said it's all inclusive.
Right.
The guy who got is going to be the master of ceremonies is Milo. I don't know how to say his last name, but the really controversial gay guy, Milo, whatever his last name is.
Yiannopoulos or something.
Yeah.
He's Acropolis.
He's a gay guy.
Yeah.
He's a gay guy.
Yeah.
Who's married to a guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the master of ceremonies of the
Right.
straight pride parade.
Right.
It's so clearly a work.
Yeah.
It is so clearly a satire.
Right.
And it's just there to frustrate people. That's all it is.
I think that's what good satire is.
Yes.
Is that like, and I'm also just kind of like, man, the balls on those people to be like. it's fun. It's one thing as a comic to introduce that because we're like, haha, what if?
Right.
Right.
And
But
then
to
they're-
do it.
Yeah, and then them signing paperwork in order to
Yeah.
have like the
Right.
streets
They
clear.
got a
in order-
flag that.
yeah.
Right, yes.
Yeah,
Like-
imagine if it's just a flag with a fist. I'm like, yeah, gay pride. You're like, no, dude, that's a fisting flag. Right
Right.
there. That's the gayest flag you can.
It's just a rainbow colored fist in a black circle. Like, yeah, straight pride.
There was a few years ago. There was a. Now, as I'm bringing it up, I'm realizing I don't really remember the story, so I'm sure I'm fucking up a lot of this. But there was like a guy on a bus who refused
Perfect.
to close his legs
Uh-huh.
and was like making it uncomfortable for other people. And I guess he got thrown off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like
Was it man spreading?
the male activist quote unquote group came out and like gave this long dissertation about how he was manspreading and it was just part of his natural biology and blah blah blah, and people were getting all pissed about it. And I read that and I go, you guys don't see what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're taking feminist language
Yeah.
and just rewriting it and rewriting the genitals and they're using your own words against you.
Right. Yeah.
If you take it seriously, you don't know what they're up to.
Right.
They clearly were not honestly thinking this guy needed more space because of his giant cock. That's not.
Yeah.
Nobody believes that.
There was,
That's not what was happening there.
I'm trying to think. There was this was like 10 years ago, I think. Now it was in Gainesville where it was like ladies' night, and they're like, well, that's.
That's
you can't,
sexist.
Yeah, that's sexist. You can't do that. You can't have a ladies' night. And but like all of these, and so all these guys started just dressing up like women and going like, no, I identify as a lady. And like they started like going after like the ACLU and stuff like that to be like, hey, this isn't cool. And so like I don't know now if they don't have it anymore or if, like what came of it. But it was just another one of those things where it's like, well, if you can't have it, I can't have it either, or if you can have it, I like.
Right, like there's a certain.
And again, it was just like
It's
just like the fuck you of it's like instead of just going like, all right, yeah, it's ladies' night. That's where all the ladies are gonna be or whatever. They're
Right.
just like, no.
Well, if you've noticed in the last year or so, the Satanic Church has been worming their way into things, and it's if you know anything about the American Satanic Church, whatever they're called, Church of Satan,
Yeah.
they're not theistic. They don't actually pray to a being called
Yeah,
Satan.
yeah.
And so much of what they do is just a parody.
Yeah.
It is basically a parody religion.
Yeah.
So every time they try to work, well, if you're going to have the 10 Commandments outside of your thing, you should also have the 5 tenets of Satanism outside your
Right. Yeah.
It's partially because they clearly want to take down religion, but it's also partially tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Like, you have to kind of laugh at what they're really up to.
Yeah, well, like the
You
guy
know?
doing the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Well,
that's
you've heard
brilliant.
about guys having spaghetti strainers on their heads. You
Yeah,
hear about this?
No.
the Pastafarians.
So
Yeah.
I've heard Pastafarian before,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard.
So there's been, I don't know how often it's happened, but there are guys who on their official government ID, they're in their photo with a spaghetti strainer on their head. And the idea is, well, this is my religious headwear.
Yeah.
And if you, the idea being, if you can take a picture with a burqa and nobody makes you show your head, I'm taking a picture with the fucking spaghetti strainer on my head.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, and people, what was it? There were some people in Australia that got in trouble because it was like your religion, and they said the Force.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was officially put on, I want to say it was Britain.
Yeah.
Like on their official thing that went out into their country, there was the list of boxes,
Yeah.
Buddhist, Islam, Jedi, right?
Yeah,
They were
right,
the
right.
Jedi along with 7 other ones,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And
I
then right
love-
next to it, incel.
Right.
Jedi/incel slash.
Yeah.
That's the thing I love about humanity, and also hate about humanity is I always come back to this. I go, we're the same species that went to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fucking moon.
Right.
And yet, as adults, I have to look you in your face and go like, all right, I believe in Jesus. I get what you're doing, but legally, you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
And like,
Right.
no, there's like no in between on those two. There's
Right.
no moment where I get to go like, ha 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 ha, and then we both move on with our day anymore. It's now suddenly like, I get it. You want a nativity scene for Satan up here because we got the nativity scene. Okay, cool. Go do your thing over there, and I'll be fine over here. But then guy goes, no, putting a giant sign up here saying your nativity scene is false. And it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to ruin someone else's fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just both of you just behave. Just let him have his weird Satan thing, and then your nativity scene, and then move on. Like, but,
Well, everybody's got to be right.
and they're right.
That's the way it goes. Should we go ahead and move on to our? We're at 30 minutes. Should we move on to our running segment?
We should. Although I would like to have it go on record. Technically, last time we won, so we don't have to do this anymore.
I know, but we also committed to going through all 100.
We did. So
Matt, I have something for you here. I want you to just now don't go into great detail because we've done this every episode, but let's just have your reactions to this CD cover that I'm passing across the table here. Yeah,
right.
That's the appropriate reaction. It takes a minute to really deal with it.
All right, so Ed the Machine Regine tells 100 of the funniest jokes he's ever heard with 3 exclamation points and like a Las Vegas background.
the Las Vegas background. He's the first person to mention that. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a Las Vegas marquee looking thing, and then dude just cheesing.
Do you have any thoughts about Ed himself? Any feelings about how he looks or the kind of guy you think he might be? Just let it happen.
Like it looks like a gas station or like it looks like a truck stop purchase. For real.
That's
Like because this looks like, and it's also parental advisory, which is even better. But it's also from you guys, so it's just like, are you just gonna be ripping somebody's stepdad? That's like
Ripping
that's
somebody.
like
That's
somebody
a
that you
good
guys
one.
know. You know,
This is somebody's stepdad.
because it's like because it looks like an Ed McMahon sort of guy, where it's like because you could put his face on almost anything to endorse it,
Right.
but it would also be something equally as bad.
Have you guys had the slap chop redux?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Now,
Exactly.
I would like to point this out on mic. We've done this on many, many episodes, and it was today that I realized that I could actually just digitize these files and I wouldn't have to play the fucking CD every time.
Oh.
It never even occurred to me to do that until today.
Right, and it's also one of the really thin.
Jewel
like,
case.
yeah, exactly. Like let's say 90s to probably even now, like the CD case where it has like that thickness to it, where it's not clearly not that you bought 100-pack of these
It's like
that you can easily get rid of. You know what I mean?
Why don't you crack that open and take a look at the CD? Tell us what you find. Uh-oh, what's that say?
Oh, that's for real. Oh man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, Alan, make him laugh.
Yeah.
And the way he signed it with like Ed Regine, or it looks like Regine, but the Ed looks kind of like a heart, but it's just the same from the front,
Sure.
sort of to me, yeah.
What would you say about the quality of the label on that CD?
No, it's clearly homemade. I think that's what I was trying to get at. Like, it was clearly homemade for like somebody that's hustling, but for bare minimum effort and product. However, it's still acceptable to sell to somebody after you're done featuring or something like that. Because it's not. You definitely don't. You definitely are not under contract from like Stand Up Records. That's 100%. That's gotta be it. There's no way. And and on the inside there's the list of all 100 tracks. Let's see, like number 88. Oh yeah, and there's no period after the numbers either. Yeah. 71 is diet change. 88 is too little people.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
So Matt,
Assuming we hadn't already heard that one.
right? So Matt,
But is, is it all street jokes?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Because that's what it's like. That's what's starting to irritate
yeah.
me. Is that so?
I would like to point this out before we go much further. As you so kindly pointed out, the list of jokes is on here. I think it was only last recording session did we have any of them that actually matched up possibly with the title printed on there.
None of those correspond to the actual joke being told.
That makes sense. That completely makes.
We had decided that if we ever find one that actually matches the title, we win.
Would.
And we don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But we also kind of have to keep doing it.
Dude.
Yeah. No, it's fucking hilarious.
Would it surprise you to know that this was bought by my sister-in-law on a cruise ship?
Oh yeah. There's. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, how would they let them do that as well?
Yeah, I love how frustrated you look. Because you look like, why would they let him do that to people? Like, why would this Carnival Cruises let Ed force people to buy the CD?
Right. Yeah. Cause, oh man. Yeah.
And just remember, Matt, this is our competition. This
Right,
is
yeah.
the guy who we have to beat at some point.
We have to beat everything. I didn't know this.
In terms of getting spots.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I
Right?
misunderstood what you were saying. I got it.
Like,
There's like, listen, either this weekend it could either be Rafiq Shaheen,
Or-
Matt Williams, or Red.
And the machine.
Yeah, the
Regime.
machine, and there he's like, one of them's got a CD.
I can guarantee you though, at a comedy club that snaps, Ed would beat us out.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
exactly
Like,
what
Oh, yeah.
that's exactly
That's
what I
his
thought
crowd.
about this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's exactly it. Just like the most tepid racist shit you could put.
Actually, now we don't know what we're about to hear here. Here.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is there are several jokes that we've heard where he mentions the race of the person, and it never has any bearing on the outcome of the joke. It's just, there's a Chinese guy and a Korean guy and an American, and that has nothing to do with where the story goes.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need to know where they were
like-
from.
You could just say first guy, second guy,
Yeah,
third
absolutely.
But so it will literally be like there's a black guy and a Jew, and they get in a car accident, and it's like the whole punchline will be like, and that's the reason why you don't carry oranges in your car.
Yeah.
And it's like that had nothing to do with the fact that he was Jewish or black
Yeah.
at all. Like,
You're also going to hear a
This
lot
guy
of...
was drinking gay bubbly water.
right.
You're also going to hear a lot of details that he didn't need to say. Like, I didn't need that whole middle part. He could have just thrown that right out. There
Yeah.
was no need for
Like,
that.
So wait, so it's street jokes with a lot of fat on them.
Oh,
still.
yeah.
yes.
So they're even
Oh,
worse.
man.
Yeah,
So,
you're...
so it's poorly written, stolen jokes.
Yes. I would also like to mention, and I apologize to anyone who's ever heard this podcast, because we say this stuff every time.
So wait,
a lot of these jokes, oftentimes,
Yeah.
when he gets to the punchline, I go, oh, I heard that one when I was a kid, and I thought it was funny when I was, like, in 6th grade.
Right.
So you're going to hear probably something you've heard before.
Oh God. So you go, okay? So anytime you have a guest, you show them this. You have them open it, and you guys discuss like how. Okay.
Well,
we
we're going to
listen,
be playing some
Yeah.
machine regime for
Yeah,
here.
because
and then we want your reaction,
oh my
Matthew.
God.
Yeah, and the exhaustion.
Like, this is hilarious and awful. Like, because like, you guys are still handing this to me as if it's brand new, and oh God.
Well, this is
okay,
your
I
first
I would
experience.
like
Yeah,
to. I would like to
exactly.
point out that
Because like you're just handing me the scum of the earth and asking me what I feel about it. Because like I have a feeling it would be a different reaction between like how long you've been in comedy as well. Because like
if he were a 90-year-old that we all knew.
right,
If he were Milton Berle,
yeah.
we'd all kind of go, "Oh, it's Milty. That's fine."
I would also like to point out though that Pretty Paul fucking Parsons
Ooh,
still does comedy,
yeah,
and Pretty Paul knows how to write a fucking joke.
Yeah.
It's not a street joke.
Well, now,
so.
in all fairness, we don't know what his act was like. This is
It's-
100 of the
okay.
greatest jokes he's ever heard.
So you're saying there might be a difference between
he
his
might have
act
a
and-
totally different
Okay.
stage presence. But this is 100
Yeah.
of the funniest
Right.
jokes he's ever heard.
Right. Yeah. It's oh god.
Now,
it's
what I would like to say is that in your
it's
talking,
a coffee table book.
in your talking,
Yeah.
without even hearing this, I've seen you.
Like I already hate
I've
this
seen-
man. Again, like he would say, "We need a straight pride parade," and look you in the face and actually say
Right.
that to you.
I've watched you deflate at least 3 times,
Yeah.
and you haven't even heard it.
Right? Yeah.
So I really want to see
Because I guess there's a
you're
voice
doing everything
in
you
my
can
head.
to stall
Yeah.
me from hitting the point.
Yeah, there's a voice in my head that I don't want to hear come
You're,
out of
oh,
this
by the
statement.
way, it's exactly what he says. What you have in your mind,
Yeah.
you're gonna hear,
Yeah.
and it's gonna freak you out because it's gonna be
Yeah.
identical
Yeah.
to what's in your head right now.
Right. Yeah.
Here we go.
All right.
It's track 15, which is called.
It is called Medical Problem.
Won't be about that. Medical problem, track 15. Oh, please work. Just work.
The nurse is making rounds at the mental institute.
Oh, we already did that one. We already did all that
Down the
one.
hallway and
But he sounds exactly the way you thought he did, didn't he?
So this guy wearing a ski mask and holding a gun walks into a sperm bank, and he says to the woman behind the counter, "Open that cabinet and drink down one of those specimens right now." So the woman opens the cabinet, takes the specimen, drinks it down, and the guy takes his ski mask off, and it's her husband. And he looks at her and says, "Was that so bad?"
Fuck you. Fuck him and fuck both of you for making me listen to that. Because that is just completely telegraphed to exactly what's that.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be. Yeah.
So,
Did he not sound exactly the way you expected him to sound?
Oh man, it. Oh man, I expected him to be maybe a little more over the top, I guess. But like the most.
Yeah, this is really
Yeah, like he believes that this is the funniest jokes.
That's one of the 100 funniest jokes he's ever heard.
Yeah.
And I'd like to point out, just in case Matt Williams dies from sheer terror of the CD going forward, I'm so sorry, everyone.
I don't know if it would be terror as much as it would be like
Exasperation.
Yeah.
the existential emptiness of the world.
Yeah. Like I was having a really good day. And then you guys exposed me to like one of the, one.
And
Like
remember,
you know when you actually work on jokes, trying to be clever or funny, say something in a unique way that maybe someone's never heard before.
Sure.
And it's just the cheapest dog shit.
and remember, he books cruises.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was. It's kind of like how greedy can you be? Because they go already paying you, and he goes, "No, I want more with the most minimal effort."
You don't understand. This is a passion project for him.
Yeah.
Spread as much of this humor out in the world as possible.
Right.
It's the laugh train. We're all just getting on board.
Oh God. Yeah.
It's weird.
But
for me
So there's a couple of
Oh yeah, because I can just imagine someone at a party going, "You guys need to hear this."
Everyone gather around.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear the 100 funniest jokes.
Right? Yeah. Like, have you guys seen the Middle Class Fancy Instagram?
No.
Not me.
Okay, so it's one of the greatest Instagrams to follow because it's just these guys making fun of middle class guys named like Gerald and the
Wait,
wife.
they
Nance.
are middle class, or they?
No, it's just them shitting on those guys. 'Cause it's
Okay.
almost that satire or something. Yeah, of just like stock Photoshop. Yeah, of just like stock photos of people and then putting like it was like when you tap a guy on their right shoulder, but you actually go to their left and they turn around, and then you go, hey, and then they realize what a silly goose you are. It's
like
that.
that's the post.
Yeah, that's the post. It's just like the most shitty and inane jokes you could write. Like all dad jokes that they can write. And it's just that over and over and over again. And it's the funniest shit because you have met that person.
Yeah.
Right. So, two things. One,
it's just
the way you feel about Ed,
Instagram.
I now feel about that.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen it, and I go, oh fuck.
Yeah, they get like 100,000 likes on like memes and stuff that they do.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, because if it's like you said, if you can take it for what it is and them just shitting on people, like that's what's actually going on.
Right.
But there's other people going, this is the best thing I've ever seen,
Yeah.
which is clearly it's a troll the entire time, but they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
This guy, Ed the Machine Regine, legitimately put this together, and it's like, again, it was probably his best effort.
I feel that
he's the one guy that said we should have a straight pride parade and believes in it. That's what this is.
Here's the thing. I
It's
feel
this man's straight pride parade idea.
I feel like when we get to that point, there will be a moment where we can convince Ed to come and sit down on this podcast.
I really have two dreams in life right now.
Yeah.
One is that this podcast gets big enough that it gets back to Ed, that we're making fun of him, and he tries to sue us or something.
Yeah.
I really hope that happens.
Yeah.
Or we get him on.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be the holy grail.
Right.
That's the episode where people listen to that episode, and then 2 years later, there's arguments in the comment going like, "Yeah, they jumped the shark already. Like they're past their peak."
Right.
Yeah, you can't go any higher than getting that.
And it just seems the guy as well. Well, either it just seems like either he's going to be
He should
exactly how he sounds as a person, like the worst, hackiest shit you could hear, all ego, 100% believes in all of this, or in a superiority like douchebaggy way that like everybody would just instantly hate him, or the absolute nicest person you've ever met, and I would feel bad
Right,
for spending
exactly.
like 15 minutes of just like shitting on him genuinely trying his best to entertain people, and I'm just like, well, fuck you.
It's like with Randy Holton. Because you love Randy, but there's a certain moment where you go, but at least Randy is writing original material and saying it on stage.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going up there and doing street jokes. But part of me goes, like Alan said, we haven't heard his actual act. So maybe his actual act is like all original, all real. Like, maybe he talks in a Chris Rock style. Who the fuck knows?
Yes.
I think that must be it.
Just make him laugh. Jesus, dude.
Well,
yeah.
Let's have Ed make us laugh one more time.
So this couple is sitting on the couch watching Dr. Phil.
Oh,
The subject of the day is,
what's the
what could you say to your mate?
Oh, what was the title to number 17?
Number 17. Traveling Salesman.
Traveling Salesman. This one's about Dr. Phil. So
Right.
let's start this one over.
Yeah.
So this couple is sitting on the couch watching Dr. Phil. And the subject of the day is, what could you say to your mate that would make them feel happy and sad at the same time? So the husband looks at the wife and says, honey, is there anything you could say to me that would make me happy and sad at the same time? And the woman thought for a moment, and then she looked at him and said, well, out of all your friends, you've got the biggest dick.
She sucked all those dicks.
Or fucked them, you don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she has cataloged and perused all those cocks. Like, who knows?
Oh, man.
But by the way, that was about a traveling salesman. I don't know if you noticed.
There is one on there called Dr. Phil.
That's number 9.
Number 9 is Dr. Phil.
Right.
Yeah, because that reminds me of I've done that before when I was ripping CDs where they got all out of order. So there's
Oh,
there's
no.
There's an AFI CD that I know all the wrong.
You know your own titles.
Yeah,
Don't get it twisted. If we were playing this from the CD itself, it would still be out of order.
no, that's what I mean.
Like-
Oh, okay.
So
no matter what.
when he burned it to that CD, they came in that order.
Yeah. Okay. So instead of so he knew.
We haven't
Yeah.
made this clear, I guess. All I did when you first came in was just transfer these to digital files, so I didn't have to physically play them off the CD.
Yeah.
But these are in the order that they are on the
Yeah.
CD.
No, he put it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's what I'm saying. I've made ones like this before.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
unintentionally mixed them up and you know and the list got messed
Okay.
up. Where like again like what's on the CD was different from the tracks that
You had
I was
on
like
your
oh I
computer.
thought this
You
was
know-
it. Then I heard the actual one. I was like oh shit these are different.
It's a goddamn shame that CD burning programs are so complicated that you can't just move files around and correct your mistakes.
Right.
I mean-
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That makes me hate him even worse. 'Cause his number like have you guys played number 1 yet?
Yeah, we've been going in order. So we started with 16 when you walked in. We've done 1 through 15 with other comics.
Oh,
Oh,
who've been
okay.
in
So
here.
when you did number 1, which is called Beautiful, it was something else.
Completely.
Jesus
So-
Christ! He didn't even start. He didn't even listen to the first one and go, "All right, that's good." He didn't even listen to it to be like.
That's why we were saying with John.
He didn't even want to
last
listen to
guest.
his own jokes over again because it's only 100
Right.
jokes.
Our
How
second,
long is this?
It's
How long is this CD?
100 tracks. They're all at least 30 seconds long. So put, I don't know, whatever that is. It's a lot.
I mean,
there's-
some of
no,
them are a
there's
minute
30.
long too, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just do it.
I
as-
say at least 30 seconds because I'm
Right.
looking on it here. This 15, but the next one's like 45.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so like 30 seconds each.
yeah.
Right.
So okay, yeah. So 300 minutes. I mean, that's not. Sorry.
Hold on.
300 seconds.
Yeah.
Which
So-
would be
Or
300,
3,000 seconds.
3,000 divided by 60. No.
No,
What do you divide it by? Wow.
We are
We're
all bad
dumb.
at that.
Yeah.
We are really dumb. I feel like Ed the Regime machine
Yes.
right now.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be 30 seconds times 100. It'll be 3,000 seconds.
3,000 seconds.
Then divided that.
It's 50 minutes.
50 minutes.
50
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's
So you
an-
can't stand to check your work.
For an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even if you were going back through it, like you probably get to number 5 or number 10, that would be okay, and then you just have to. Then at that point, that's just you being lazy. But this is again, it's just from front to back. It's just a big fuck you. And he probably sold these for at least $10.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, this was bought for me by
Yeah.
my sister-in-law who was on a cruise and saw this guy.
Yeah.
And I love you, Bunko, but she thought I would like this.
Yeah.
She's-
It's comedy. You'll love
But
it.
here's the great thing. I don't know if I've already said this, but my brother loves to buy, like, he likes to buy good Christmas presents that you want. Like, oh, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
But the other 50% of things he buys you for Christmas are just dumb.
Yeah.
Stuff that you open and go, what the fuck? And everybody
Yeah.
laughs. Ah.
Yeah.
I thought this was one of those. So
Oh,
I
good.
opened it up and I'm waving it around laughing. What the fuck is this? And then my poor sister-in-law goes, oh, I was on a cruise and I thought you would like that. I was like, oh, thank you. And our entire second episode is us shitting on this guy and
Yeah.
this CD.
Oh, that's all perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've been playing at least 2 tracks of comic.
Yeah, no, keep it going. 'cause
Right, yeah.
This is borderline infuriating.
Exactly. Right. And everybody
Like,
has
yeah,
a
it's
different
like-
reaction to it.
Right, because you've been around me to know me enough that like I don't get mad.
Right, exactly.
Like-
If you guys don't know Matt Williams, and I say this for a fact, is one of the sweetest, kindest people. Who he gets exasperated, but I've never seen Matt actually like mad depressed. This is mad depressed right now. Like a little bit infuriated in your face and like a little like sad for humanity.
I don't feel like I haven't felt anger. I have felt just instant exhaustion. That was what I got from you.
It's an amount of frustration like confusion and frustration is I think is what's really happening right now. And yeah.
You're holding your arm like you're
hugging yourself, mommy.
Yeah, like I'm picking stuff off of me that I'm like as I'm trying to think of how do I actually feel about this.
Like I'm gonna get a long-winded text after this. It's like I thought we were friends, man. Why would you do this to me? I trusted you and you let me down.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is, you're going into your regularly scheduled therapist appointment, and you go, all right. I got some shit to talk about today.
I'm just gonna like just flop,
flop it down and go. What do I do with that?
Yeah,
Health.
Right. Yeah. Because.
All right. Well, that's a great way to end this podcast. Is with Matt feeling miserable and me feeling somehow like I'm vindicated, like I did something right. I don't know. I feel really good right now.
Wow, we did this for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't get that back.
No.
No. Yeah.
You can't.
Oh.
But lucky for you, it is now preserved for future generations.
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about mortality recently.
Well, you're 30 minutes closer to death.
Exactly.
And you have Ed the Machine Regine to thank for that.
Right. He's actually Regine.
Regine. It's like he doesn't even rhyme. It's just the Machine Regine.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Machine Regine.
Yeah, Machine is his actual name.
So why does it explode?
Right? Because he needs to make it clear that Machine is his name.
Yeah. Oh.
Go ahead.
Thanks, fellas.
So before we go,
Well,
Matt, would you like to?
This shat the bed for me.
Right? Would you like to? You're speaking of dying, so would you like to plug your podcast?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If you guys feel so inclined, please check out How to Die Alone. It's me, two other comics. They're fucking hilarious. I think they may be even more frustrated than me with life, so it's even better. So yeah, it's just a feedback loop feedback loop of this is fucked up. How could we fuck it up even worse? That's what Stephen and David Wayne do. Yeah, Stephen Henry, David Wayne. Check us out. It's like Podbean, iTunes, anything you could. Yeah.
Do you guys have like a Twitter account or something? Or?
We have Instagram. I don't think we have a Twitter account, but we've also got Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, this was. I want to say I had a great time, but that.
So here, I guess this is the question now. Before we go, were you having a great time before the CD?
He doesn't remember a time when he could feel joy.
Right. Yeah.
Ed took it all out of him.
Right. I am now a hollow shell of a comic.
But, I think you should thank us because I think you're really prepared now for another episode of something called How to Die Alone.
This is the most I've dissected comedy in a while, and nothing good has come out of it except for I am happy that I'm not this person.
Right, that is something to take away.
But I'm also sad that this person exists.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you now know who you don't want to be.
You have a good non-example.
That list is
what you should probably do, we should probably send you like a poster-sized image of this CD cover.
Yeah.
Just first thing you see when you wake up in the morning, so you go like don't, and like with a big no, like
No,
a big
yeah.
circle slash
Yeah,
around
that's-
Ed's face.
Right.
No.
Just
Just every day you can just say, no, I won't be you today.
right.
Good. Is that a motivator or a demotivator? I don't know what that is.
I think it's a motivator.
Sure.
I'm gonna go positive with this one.
Yeah, it's
He's not done.
it's being confronted with the epitome of hack. Like you guys may have found it.
You know what this might be?
Like
We
the
talked about-
Omega hack.
So,
I'll beat all.
I was blessed on that float by the spirit of gay pride.
Yeah.
Right? The spirit of gay pride said, I will bless you. And maybe he's the spirit of Hack.
Yeah.
Like, Hack has manifested.
This is the muscle speedo guy of
of
Hack.
Hack, right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. See, now you feel better. I am Alan Dempsey.
And I am Rafiq Shaheen, and you can listen to us right here and follow our Twitter account at So How About This One.
And our special guest is
Matt Williams.
Matt Williams. I'm sorry that we did what we did to you. I thought you'd have more fun with it.
We really love you, Matt.
Love you guys too.
All right. Bye.
So
Take
how
care.
about this?
Bye.
Comedy.
How about this?